We're living through one of the biggest tech shifts in history. And yeah, it can feel a little overwhelming. So today, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We'll take a look at the incredible future AI is building, and then I'm going to show you 3 super powerful tools you can start using for free right now. Okay, let's just dive in. So, let's just start with a number. By 2026, the market for predictive analytics, which is basically just AI trying to predict the future using data, is expected to hit $22.1 billion. To put that in perspective, it was just $5.7 billion back in 2019. This isn't just growth, it is an absolute explosion. So that leads to the big question, right? What is actually fueling this massive pile of cash and this huge technological leap? I'll give you a hint. It's not just about chatbots. The changes that are happening behind the scenes are completely reshaping entire industries. To really get a handle on this, let's see what the top analysts are forecasting. The research firm Gartner, for example, paints a really clear picture of where we're all headed. And believe me, it is happening a lot sooner than you might think. Okay, first up are these things called multi-agent systems. The best way to think about it is like an assembly line, but instead of people, you've got a team of super specialized AI agents. So one AI might draft a report, another one instantly fact-checks it, a third formats it perfectly, and a fourth one emails it out to the whole team. They all work together, each an expert in its own little job, to handle some really complex stuff from start to finish. But here's the key takeaway. These systems, they're not about replacing human teams. They are all about enhancing them. By taking over these complex, repetitive workflows, they free us up to focus on the big picture. Strategy, creativity. It's a whole new kind of collaboration, where these proven AI solutions can be used over and over to get things done way faster. Next, we're seeing this huge shift away from the general-purpose AI that we all know and use. The future is in what are called domain-specific language models. So instead of an AI that's a jack of all trades, imagine one that's a master of one, trained exclusively on, say, legal documents, or medical research, or financial data. And look, this is not some small, niche trend. Gartner predicts that in just a few years, more than half of all the generative AI used in business will be specialized just like this. It makes sense, right? Businesses need experts, and now they're building AI experts to match. So why does this matter so much? Well, because specialization leads to trust. These models are way more accurate and reliable because they actually understand the specific context and the jargon of an industry. For a law firm, this means an AI can slash contract review time from hours down to minutes, and it catches tiny details a general model would totally miss. For fields like finance or healthcare, well, this is an absolute game changer. So, what's making all this possible? It really comes down to a massive economic boom. All of these futuristic ideas are being fueled by huge investments in predictive analytics. It's the engine that's driving everything we've just talked about. And the scale of this is it's staggering. We're looking at nearly a 4-fold growth in just 7 years. This fire hose of investment is speeding up development in every single area, but especially in critical fields that really need to predict the future, like security. For decades, cybersecurity has pretty much been a reactive game. You wait for an attack, and then you respond. But AI is completely flipping the script. The new model is all about using predictive power to stop threats before they can even do any damage. This shift is creating a completely new security playbook, and it's built on 2 really groundbreaking trends that are rewriting all the rules of digital defense. First is just the sheer scale of this change. By 2030, a full half of all cybersecurity spending is going to go towards these proactive, preventative measures. Machine learning isn't just another tool in the toolbox anymore. It's becoming the foundation of our entire security infrastructure. The second trend is something called confidential computing. The best analogy I've heard is a digital armored van. Your data gets put inside this secure, encrypted hardware bubble while it's being processed. And the wild part is, even the cloud provider, like Amazon or Google, can't peek inside. It protects your data not just when it's sitting still, but when it's actively being used. And again, this is quickly becoming the new standard. By 2029, it's predicted that a whopping 75% of business operations will be secured this way. It's a fundamental change in how we even think about data privacy. Okay, so we've seen the mind-bending future. It's cool. But what about right now? Well, the good news is you do not have to wait. The first wave of really powerful, easy-to-use AI tools is already here. So let's look at 3 of my absolute favorites that you can use for free today. First up, If you've ever thought about building a website but just got totally intimidated by how complex it seems, this one's for you. HubSpot's AI website builder takes one of the most tedious tasks and makes it unbelievably simple. Seriously, the process feels like magic. You just describe the site you want in plain English, and the AI generates a complete custom design with all the text and images already there for you. This is that complex process automation we saw earlier, but now it's in your hands, turning days of work into just a few minutes. Next up is a tool that I personally use all the time, Notebook LM from Google. It is designed to be your personal research assistant, and it is absolutely brilliant at making sense of huge amounts of information. You can upload PDFs, web links, your own notes, whatever, and instantly it becomes an expert on that material. It's kind of like creating your own little domain-specific AI. It can summarize these dense reports, pull out key themes from a dozen different sources, and it can even turn your research into a private podcast you can listen to. It does all the heavy lifting so you can focus on the actual insights. And finally, for anyone who is just so tired of spending hours fighting with presentation software, you know who you are, there's Gamma. It is a completely new way to create slides, documents, even web pages. So just like the website builder, you give it a prompt or maybe an existing document, and the AI designs an entire beautifully structured presentation for you. You can change the tone from super professional to fun and playful with a single click. It's another great example of AI enhancing our skills, letting us focus on the story we want to tell, not on aligning text boxes. So this brings us to the most crucial point. We have all these amazing tools, but their power is unlocked by a very human skill. Your ability to get great results from AI comes down to your ability to ask great questions. The prompt is everything. So that's where we are. The future we talked about is arriving way faster than anyone expected, and the tools to start building with it are already in your hands, a lot of them for free. So the only real question left is, what are you going to ask them to create?